You're leaving the NAACP.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were shocked when the news came out just a few weeks ago that you've decided to move on.
Sure.
You've been the head of many high-profile campaigns. What has made you decide to leave?
Look, I've been an organizer since I was 18, and I was pulled out of the mailroom in the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, where I was working my way through college. And I now have a young family. I have a son who's 14 months, a daughter 7.5. I'm the youngest person to ever lead the association and have the youngest family. And last summer, Amy, I was at the funeral here in the city of the daughter of one of our great leaders, the NAACP, who had died young of a heart attack. And he was the last person in his 30s to be named president. And people there talked about the pain that his daughter carried 57 years after he died, well into her 70s, from feeling like she missed her father so much when she was young and he was on the road. The year my son was born, I traveled 145 days. And my dad's a feminist leader in California who spoke, very passionately about the responsibilities of fatherhood to me as a kid, and who frankly gave up working for 2 years when I was small, and I was about my son's age. And then went back to, quite frankly, the sort of cat's cradle life that activists often have with their parents and their children. But
what did it mean to you that he was there then for the 2 years?
Those 2 years formed an emotional bond that's sustained us ever since. So I can't miss that opportunity with Jack. Can't miss the opportunity with Morgan. I happened to make my daughter a promise when she was 3 that I would only do this for 5 years, turn the place around, and be back to being an activist in the NAACP and not being the president of the NAACP. And she actually has held me to it. So, at the end of the day...
Morgan, your daughter?
Yeah. Morgan's going to be quite the activist one day. And as a fifth-generation member of the NAACP, you can be very clear that you ultimately will have many opportunities to serve. But as a parent, you have to understand you only have one chance to get it right with your kids.
So what do you plan to do when you leave the NAACP?
Well, I plan on teaching and continuing what I've done, what I've been doing with Dejan over the last several years, what I've done with many others, training the next generation of young leaders. But I'm very eager to actually start a PAC. And some of it goes back to this case. We were very much betrayed by the local DA, who was a black DA, who would not have had his job but for the support of the civil rights community. In the black community, especially, in the black community, we don't have sufficient ability to reward and punish people in politics. We need to have a strong PAC. There's tremendous opportunity in the Southeast. We're going to see black candidates who can win at the statewide level increasingly across the South over the next 20 years. And we need to accelerate that. And so that's what I'm focused on. That's what I'm doing sort of a feasibility study of right now.
Kim, as you listen to Ben Jealous, he was a key part of the campaign for your brother. I give you the final words on this day as we move into the 2nd anniversary of Troy's death.
Well, I just want to thank Ben, for all the years. And Ben is not just the president of the NAACP. Ben is actually a part of our family. My nephew Dejan calls Ben Uncle Ben. My niece Kirsten calls Ben Uncle Ben. And I know that Ben is actually going to be, standing by our side and going to help us, continue with this. The fight is not over. It's actually just beginning, and we still have a long way to go. I just ask the supporters that are still out there, to continue to fight with us. Let your voices be heard. Get out and help us. One by one, state by state, we're going to bring this death penalty down. We need everyone to stand behind us. Continue to let your voices be heard. Stand up. And let's get it done.
I want to thank you all for being with us. Kim Davis and Jen Marlowe will be at St. Mary's Church in Harlem tonight. I think it's at 7 o'clock as the book, I Am Troy Davis, is released. Ben Jealous, thanks so much and best of luck. Ben Jealous, outgoing president of the NAACP.